Let's do it. Let's draw for 10 minutes. What attitude do you think will dominate our practice today? Will we draw forcefully? With power? Will we wind up being more elegant, maybe? Will we take to the paper with shorter, stabbing strokes? Or will we just brush it in a long arc, very lightly? Maybe we have a more specific feeling to convey. What does a languid line look like? Feel like? What is a line that has lost all its strength and can no longer fight against gravity? What does a line look like when it's proud? When it defies all adversity to dart across the page? What about the relationship between two lines? What dance between two lines makes them look like they're dodging each other or catching each other? Waving hello? What weird wiggle makes two curves create a bulge, a growth? Not stuck on, but coming out. What needs to happen to them to make it seem tight, barely holding in the nothingness that they contain? Maybe you can go into realms even more unreal. Maybe today, shapes won't do it for you unless they're mysterious. Maybe you want each line to be decidedly perplexing. Where must a line crick or crack to make it dumbfounding? What is the particular ramp for a gradient that communicates madness? Sadly, there's almost nothing I or any other artist can teach you about this. It's purely subjective, obviously. Conditioned by the artist, the viewer, and the common exposure of their shared or unshared culture. It is, however, the true business of draftsmanship. Dealing with these ideas is the mark that you have left behind training and you are now doing your work. The stuff that really has you in it. But you have a better teacher for all of this stuff than any artist can be. You can always go to the source, to life, to find solutions to these particular mood questions. The trick is to recognize that what we seek, the skill that lets us transmit these emotions through our craft, is a filter through which we view the infinite offering of life. Any tree or stone will offer many examples of languid lines and daring dashes, of long refined forms and textures noisy and chaotic. Life's abundance is an invitation to find whatever you need in any of its parts. But if you try to do it all, you will be defeated. You must approach it with a filter. And don't forget that even claiming, I draw life in all its myriad detail with no exclusion, that's just another filter. It's just a filter that happens to be focused on details and accuracy. But it's a lens. What will we pull? What essence will we derive from this leaf, from this animal? There truly is no limit to what we can derive from any given object of our interest. Because the liminal space between the object of our perception and our art is only a leap of imagination. And a leap of imagination has no boundary or restraint. Practice this enough. Make the leap enough times. And you will become versed in the particular lexicon of each emotional space, as you see it, as you personally experience it. You'll become well versed in the indescribable movements of the hand that transmit those moods. It's really a dance of your entire nervous system. It will be known to you as acts, and you will even be able to do them from imagination. By letting life educate you, you will be free to invent from the void, from the space of potentials that could be. You'll be able to leap straight out from the in-between. Your newfound ability to draw faithfully from imagination will increase the depth of your involvement with life. It'll allow editing and changes to the things you know that will survive the scrutinizing eye of the observer, and it'll allow you to artifice the most compelling illusions. This all sounds a little grand. It's coming off a little big, right? But all you need to do to access all of this is draw for 10 minutes a day. Go on. When the joy has you, when you have the energy, remind yourself for just 10 minutes a day that you are actually quite free in this world. That with a pencil and paper, you can make anything that you want to real in the world. Put your idea into the heads of others. I know this is obviously why we all like art, but that it's kind of healing to remember it every now and then. And if you don't think this is true, if you don't think that's true, just because you worry that it's important that it be done well, which is a concept you can hardly describe, let's be honest. Can you put it on paper? Let's read it. Forget that. Even if you could put it on paper, just forget it, just for 10 minutes. I'm only asking for 10 minutes, God. Remind yourself briefly that even the coarsest symbol leaves an indelible mark on the mind of the viewer. And it is our little cultural conspiracy to overlook that and focus on the arbitrary game of quality and popularity. Now, play that game as often as you like, but don't make yourself sick by thinking that that's all that's going on here. Now, that's a real illusion. That's a real piece of artifice. And the problem with that one is that it can rip the whole practice apart. If you ignore the foundation, it can become susceptible to degradation. You're actually quite good at hypnotizing yourself. You are very good at hypnotizing yourself into forgetting that you loved drawing and that it's a joy to do it every time you do it. We're all very good at that. And all it takes to keep that from getting completely out of control is to just set a little portion of the drawing practice aside every time to just remembering. Just being consciously aware that that is the case. That you want to do this. And that there's every reason to want to do it. It helps yourself. And then when you help yourself, that allows you to help others. And the art cycle continues forward. Well, congratulations on another day of practice. I am very, very honored to be drawing with you. Thank you so much for your practice. Everyone who has the practice, as an individual, vindicates the whole effort, makes it all worthwhile. Let's draw again soon.